tour. Installations include the Seattle Black Panther Party, the Black Heritage Society of Washington, the Rainier Cinema Black Movie Posters Collection, the Hartsfield Family Enslaved Quilt Collection, Revere XR, Negro League Baseball's Seattle Steelheads, NAACP Washington, Alaska, and Oregon, Giselle's Famous Chicken, Nasty Mix Records, Sir Mix-a-Lot, South Seattle Emerald, the Museum of History and Industry, Community Keepsakes and Memorabilia, the Total Experience Gospel Choir and Pat Wright, the Black Prisoners Caucus, a display from the Tacoma Buffalo Soldiers Museum. Tuesdays through Sundays from 11 a.m. 7 p.m. There will be no other location where you can celebrate the achievements and the achievers of the Pacific Northwest and Seattle while recognizing the Black excellence that shines today. For more information, visit Rainier Avenue Radio.world or call 206-290-9685.
1, 2, get down!
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Mara, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Petro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth is knowledge, whether knowing how to heal yourself from plants, knowing how to stretch your body right, and knowing what to do when you need to take time or space to get to know yourself and to grow as a person. And knowledge is something that can be passed down from your abuelitas to your mom and just to all the knowledgeable, powerful women in my lineage, at least.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Tina Lombard with Bank of England Mortgage, and coming at you live, and
Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Hello. Great. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you, and thank you for joining us for another fabulous episode. But we're going to be talking about something very, very beautiful today. We're going to be talking about sellers getting ready to sell their home and buying another home. And while I'll be talking about bridge loans and the different loans that can get you from this house A to this house B. So I'll be talking about that. And Violeta's going to be talking about you selling your house.
Yes, I've got some tips for you sellers. So, spring is right around the corner. Actually, people are preparing right now for the spring market, and it's going to be busy.
Yes. It's going to be nice. Wow. Yeah. So anyway, so before we get started, we're going to go right into a market update so you can know what is going on.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Here we go with King County. Is my screen being weird? I don't know. Anyway, for King County, we had 570 homes in the last month of December. No, actually, this is for January of this year. 570 are actively on the market. 850 are pending. So that's taking inventory that was already existing and getting that sold. So you see there are more pending than there are actives. And as far as being sold, 634 homes sold at an average price of $1,129,000. And compared to last year, it was $1,007,000. $1,700. 7,000, up 12% from year to year. And then for December days on the market, we are looking at 16 homes days on the market, and then 25 days this year. So December of last year, 16, December of this year, and looking at a difference of 9 days, so a little over a week days on the market. And then the percent of the list price, we are looking at 104% over the list price last year versus a straight even 100% this year. And then sellers, so showings per listing, 12 showings. And then last year, now it's 9 showings this year. And then as far as showings to get to pending, 20 showings. So each house, average of 20 showings for both last year and this year before you get to the pending status. All right, that was King County. We're looking now at Pierce County, where we had 311 homes listed for the past month, pending 437 homes, and 425 homes sold for an average of $590,000. Compared to last year, it was $573,000. So a little dip there from year to year, 3% dip. For December year to year, days on the market last year, we're looking at 19 days on the market versus 31 days, almost 2 weeks this year. And we're talking December 22 to December 23. I don't have the January numbers yet. I'll report that next month. And then percent of the list price, 102%, so 2% higher than the list price last year. This year, pretty even. All right. Or this past December, I should say. And then showings per listing, 8 showings. December of 22, December of 23, we had 6 showings per listing average. And then showings to get to pending, 15 showings and 14 showings this past December. So pretty even, both showings per listing and showings to get to pending numbers. And then last but not least, Snohomish County, we're looking at 180 homes are active. 442 homes are now pending, and 368 homes have been sold at an average price of $819,000 compared to $764,000 last year. That's a 7% increase year to year. So December of 22 compared to December last month of 23, days on the market to 18 the past December, and 26, so about a week more last month. All right. Percent of the list price, 104%, typical as we've seen in the other markets. And then 100, pretty even. They listed at a certain price, and people are paying that price this past December. Showings per listing, 10 showings versus 8 showings this past December. And then showings to get to pending, 17 showings per home versus 16 year to year. So really close on both those numbers again. So there you have it, our market update for the 3 counties in Washington State.
Great. So, we're going to pull up the mortgage rates right now too. But while Daniel's pulling that up, this last weekend has been so indicative of the interest rates going down. A lot of people, they're showing their houses. I have a girlfriend in the Issaquah Highlands, Julie from Coldwell Banker.
Yeah.
She had over 100 groups go through her open house on Saturday. And it's absolutely insane. And it wasn't like that 2 weeks before.
Right.
But I don't know what it is, but I received something like 8 applications since last Friday, which is ridiculous. I mean, people trying to buy. So there's a fever going on. And it's because these rates are starting to look happy, and people have busted through these high interest rates. So if you look here, like Daniel has pulled up here, you see that the rates since October, the rates in October were like 7%. They went up as high as like 8% right before November. And now in January, they went down just a little bit. And now they're creeping up just a little bit. at 7.07 as the national average for a mortgage, a 30-year fixed mortgage. And the dark line, but below that, it says 6.20, the average APR on a loan for people who are actually being aggressive, for banks who are being aggressive. So Daniel, if you scroll down just a little bit more, you scroll down to the middle of the page there, it shows a 30-year fixed. I just keep going there, keep going. And it shows a 30-year fix, blah, 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 passing. Okay, here we go. The 30-year fix, the interest rate, 6.96, APR of 6.97. The 20-year fix, 6.94. The 15 years at 6.5. So I'm telling people if they're going to be doing a mortgage loan right now, don't do the 15-year or the 30-year. The 15-year or the 20-year, go ahead and do a 30-year. It's not much of a difference. In fact, just don't do it at all because interest rates are going this way. So there's sense in doing that. So if you scroll down just a little bit more, if you can go down to where it says FHA, Daniel, there you go. The 10-1 arm, there you go. Fixed FHA. Go up a little bit more. Up, no, the other way.
Up,
Up right there. There you go. There you go, right there. Now go down a little bit. The 30-year fixed rate, the 30-year fixed FHA. There you go. Perfect. 6.19 and an APR of 6.86. The fixed VA is at 6.29. And I'll tell you right now, I've got two people on a fixed FHA, and they're at 5.75, 5.625.
Nice.
So these rates are the national average, but if you go to certain pockets, you can get a better FHA rate, you get a better VA rate. So thank you so much, Daniel. That's it for the mortgage rate update. But the rates are tending to go down. Now, we warned people back in December and in January, when these rates start going down, the market's going to come back, boom, full speed ahead because people have been waiting for these 5% rates, for these 6% rates. So the house that you were looking at $750,000, you were like, oh, the rate's at 7.7. I'm not gonna buy it. So now the rates are going back down, 6.5. Now that $750,000 home is now going to go up to 775, 780, 800 because people are going to be outbidding each other.
Yeah.
So like she said, she had over 100 groups come through. So that $2.4 million home is going to go for a lot more. So don't sit around and wait for the interest rates to go down because the time you do, it's going to be like Black Friday. It's going to be Black Friday on the market. Everybody and their grandma is going to be out there trying to be fighting for these houses, and the prices of houses are going to start escalating again. So you are going to be where you could have been in December. You're going to be paying more of a loan amount, more of a purchase price at a lower rate, which is basically the same as buying the house right now at a slightly higher rate. So I tell people, go in there, buy. I don't care if the rate was 8, 9, 10%. I don't even care. Get the house. When interest rates go down, you can always refinance. And like my company and most lenders, they'll say, listen, we'll refinance you for free. Just get the house. Get the house. If you don't like that, 7.25 rate or that 6 point whatever, when the rates continue to go down, refinance. And if you do an FHA, there are streamlined refinances where, you don't even have to earn an appraisal. You don't have to put in income information, nothing. You just do a streamlined FHA or a streamlined VA. So I'm telling people, you're not helping yourself by waiting for the rates to go down to 4 or 5% because you're going to be paying so much more at the price of the house. Plus, you're going to be competing. And it's going to take a lot longer to find a house.
Yeah, and we've told you guys time and time again, don't wait. Now is the time. You see these interest rates. You saw the numbers that I was talking about earlier. There are more pending numbers than there are listings. So now it's back to being a seller's market. And those people are snapping homes up that they've been waiting for. Do not wait. Get it now. Those rates, as Tina has always said, they may come down. They may not. But what if they come down? You can always refinance. Now is the time because people are coming out of the woodwork. The weather is turning. We're close to, like I said, we are in the spring market, basically. So that's when the buyers are out in full force and will outbid each other, seeing everything they can. And it's not going to take a lot of days to show your house to get to pending. And then what was the other thing I was thinking of? Then those percentages of the list price versus the sold price, those are going to go up. You're going to get higher than list price on your listing. So
yes.
Let's go.
So we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking about if you are prepared to sell your house because you've had it with your neighborhood or you've had it with your family, whatever, and you're trying to move across town or across states. There are certain steps that you need to take as a home buyer to get your house in preparation. So V, while you talk about that, I'm going to go and get a power cord for my laptop. But why don't you jump in? Yeah.
Okay, go. All right. Let's talk about what happens when these are tips that I'm going to discuss when you sellers are getting ready to prepare to sell your home. There are 5 rights that I say to get your house ready the right way. 5 rights. The first right way is to have your yard right. So the first impression of someone, let's face it, people are looking online for homes. They're going to take a look at pictures of your home. They're going to drive out to your place, do a drive-by and say, okay, does that yard look good? So let's talk about the exterior of the house. Because if it looks good, they'll go back, find their agent, and have them take them into the house. All right. So the curb appeal, first impressions matter. Enhance your curb appeal by maintaining the lawn, clearing out all the branches that have fallen from the winter, landscaping, and have the exterior looking nice. Paint and touch up. If you've got peeling paint, scrape it off, get a new coat of paint if you have to. Just some minimal stuff to touch up, and consider repainting if you need it. A fresh coat will make a significant difference. And then the roof and the gutters. So look at your roof first thing and say, oh God, there's a lot of moss on that roof. And I see a lot of leaves piling up in the gutters, and shoot, it's not quite ready. How much is that going to cost me? Especially a new roof. Okay. So have your roof inspected and repair the roof if necessary. Clean the gutters so you don't see, stuff growing out of your gutters and piles of leaves, dead leaves up there. And then the front door. Look at your front door and, make sure it's in good condition. Consider repainting it if it needs to. If you have pets, the dogs tend to just scratch up the door trying to get in or whatever, get out. But appearances, have that looking good, and maybe put some planters on either side of the door, welcoming pathway, to get up to the front door, the steps, make sure all the drive and the sidewalks and the porch is all clear of debris and not slippery at all if it's been wet here. So make sure you kind of sweep off the dead leaves and make sure it's and not mossy. People will tend to slip, so we don't want that happening. Just do some minor repairs outside. What else, Tina? Oh, fencing. If you have a fence, make sure it's presentable from the road, and then if you have to fix it anywhere along the line of the fence all the way around, do so. Don't leave gaping holes or half-fallen sections of the fence. Just gotta do that. I suggest you do that. And power wash. Again, the exterior surfaces, the driveway, the sidewalks, the porch, the decks, whatever you have that people would be walking on, maybe it'd be a good idea to do that. Or if it's still snowing in your area, where Denver tends to snow on and off, and get sand out there, just to prevent the slipping issue. And then one other thing to consider, some sellers do this. Okay. If you wonder what is it going to take to get my house ready, maybe you can do a pre-inspection. Some sellers opt to do that. So you get an inspector out to your place and they take a look at everything, exterior, interior, just so you know that when these people come to buy the house, their agent's probably going to suggest they do an inspection as well. And you can simply say, I've got one in the supplements on the listing that you can take a look at, but they're always free to get their own inspection done. And if they find anything else, then you know about it, right? If there's a station problem from the exterior, you'll know about it. And maybe you can remediate all that before they turn around and buy. Okay. So that's what I see on the outside of the home. Anything else, Tina, that you can think of? Are you back?
Well, yeah. But
On the
you've gotta be-
exterior?
yeah. Well, the only thing I can add is you have to be mentally ready to sell your home. A lot of times people put their house in the market, but mentally, spiritually, whatever, emotionally, they are not ready to move. If you're not ready to move, you're not going to really clean your house. You're not going to really make it recognizing to anybody else. And if you do get an offer, you have your house, you're like this, and you don't understand. Even if you get an offer $30,000 more than asking, you're like, you make it hard for the buyer to buy. So a lot of times people can actually walk into a house and feel that, the seller does not want to sell. Yeah. So for me, I had my house in the market in Seattle for like 6 months, and I was so mad at my realtor. I was like, "Oh, you're not selling the house, blah blah blah." But I actually had to get on a plane and fly back to Seattle, go to my house, and make peace with my house and say, "Thank you, thank you God for this house, blah blah blah." I have to let it go and bless another family. And the moment I did that, I got back on the plane. I got an offer within 4 days. It was insane.
Nice.
It's a mental thing.
There you go.
You don't want to push it. Now, when you sell a house, a lot of people bought their house maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. They're sitting on a lot of equity. Maybe they bought their house in Seattle for $350,000. Now their house is worth $1.1 million, and that's a true typical scenario. And so they're like, okay, I want to buy another house. I want to buy a house in Issaquah, Federal Way, Gig Harbor. Here maybe you want to buy something in Evergreen or Vail or something. And you have enough equity. You've got $600,000, $900,000 with equity, but you can't afford 2 mortgages. And you want to use the money off of this house, your current house, to buy the new home. But what do you do in the interim? Are you homeless until you get the new house? What do you do? So a lot of people, they want to sell their house, but they've got hoarding over here. They've got grandma over here. They've got kids, trophies over here from 1997 or something. Mm-hmm. And so their house is kind of like, there's too many things in the house. So as far as the market, it's not as appealing because you're still living in the house. So it really, really benefits a seller to have their house empty and vacant and maybe staged artificially. You don't want somebody come in there and look at your furniture, look at your pictures and make some type of judgment and then walk away from the house. The house preferably should be empty. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's what's called a bridge loan. And bridge loans are different at every bank, at every mortgage company. There's a different type of bridge loan. What the bridge loan does is they give you money on your current house, and they give you time to buy another house, and then they give you time to sell the house that you're in. So for me, I have a program where we go up to 80% of the equity of your house. So let's say you have a house and the balance is $200,000. The house is worth, is worth $1 million. They've got up to $800,000 that we could use as far as equity. So in their case, it'd be $800,000. We go 80% loan to value minus $200,000. So they have $600,000 we can give them cash out when they buy their next home. And what's nice about that is when you do these bridge loans, you're able to leave your house, move to the new home, take the money out of the equity of your house before you leave it, and put that money down on a new home. And you can get into that home comfortably. And you have, in our program, you have up to 90 days to sell that house. So even 1 or 2 weeks after you move into the new house, you can go in there, you can take all your furniture out, move all your belongings without any stress, and not only can you do that, the market, as far as the market is concerned, your house can be vacant and ready for the new, for your realtor to put it on the market. So what we find you've got the classic person, they buy a house and they've got their apartment over here, they have their other house over here. They've got exactly 2 days to leave their old apartment or their old house and move everything to the new house because they got somebody buying this house over here. So it's just stress. And when they leave, they have to fix the flooring, they have to do the carpentry, they have to do all this different stuff. And so there's a mad rush. There's a lot of stress. When you do a bridge loan, you'll be able to get the equity out in your current home, buy your new home, move out, move all your stuff, move your dog, move your kids, move everybody. You can go back and make all the repairs on the house. Let's say you need a bathroom remodel, you need a kitchen remodel, you need a floor remodel, you need a new roof put on. When the house is vacant, you can do all those things. I get a higher dollar amount for the purchase of your home, for the sale of your home.
Right.
So if you're sitting there, and I've got like maybe 4 people right now. I got a couple in Florida, Filipino couple in Florida, and they have a house that they bought. I think the balance is like 150 or something ridiculous, and they bought a new house at 400,000. So they actually qualify for 2 mortgages. So they're buying the new house and they're still making payments on this one until they sell it in 1 or 2 months. And that's the way you can do it. I've got another lady too. She bought her house. It's free and clear, $350,000 here. She's buying a new house at $600,000, and she qualifies for both payments. And so a lot of people don't realize they qualify for both payments. So if you qualify for your old house because you bought it 20 years ago and the payments were like $800 and you're trying to buy a new home, you may be able to qualify for both of the mortgages and buy your new home, exit the house that you're moving from, clean it, remodel it, stage it, put it on the market, and you're going to get top dollar for your money because now it's empty and it's staged and it's stress-free. So if you're a seller and you're sitting on your house, you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Call your realtor up. Call me up. Find out what type of financing you have available. Find out how soon you can you do a bridge loan? Can you qualify for 2 payments? What you can do. And when I tell my clients, I tell them, hey, listen, you can have 2 mortgages until you sell this house or rent it, whatever you want to do. They are so happy. They're like, Tina, I've been doing this for 2 years. I've been trying to move, and so it's actually a blessing when your loan officer says, hey, we can do a bridge loan. You can get out of there, take your $500,000 and go put down another house and then clean this house up and put it on the market.
Yeah, we got one happening right now, right, Tina? And we have one happening right now, a bridge loan with Kathy.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's like she still worries, even though Tina says, hey, this is good.
Yeah.
She can buy both of the, she can pay cash for 2 homes.
She don't care. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, some of these clients, we have women, we're always, security is a big thing for us. Protection is a big thing for us.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure we've got our cushion, we've got our money, we've got our this, we've got our that, and we scare ourselves away. And a lot of time that limited fear, that fear it's holding you back. And so I have people who are like 10 times overqualified for a loan and they're stressed out like this, stressed out. And that stress can hold you captive because you could have bought 4 other houses and you could just be living off the income of your houses. But because they're scared, they don't know where to go. And so a lot of times, if you talk to a realtor, if you talk to a financial advisor, if you talk to a mortgage loan officer, you're like, oh, I got this. Are you telling me my score's that high? Oh, I got this. And so when you have knowledge, you have power. And if you really want to buy a house, you want to make investments, if you sit there scared alone in your little room, you're not going to do anything. But if you get some assistance, you call Violeta up, call me up, call up your realtor, call your loan officer and say, listen, this is what I want to do. And this is where I am. How can I go from A to B? And I'm telling you right now, Violeta, this is one of the most interesting times in history. And I've been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years. I stopped at 30, telling people 31, 32, because people think I'm like 80 years old or something. But I've been doing this, but since COVID, the rates went down to 2.5, and then the rates got really, really ugly. This is like the worst time in mortgage and in real estate history. Since 1995, it has not been this bad. And so lenders are saying we either go under and let the loan officers go, let the processors go, or we find a new way to make these loans happen. And so all these creative loans have surfaced in the last year and a half. These SDR loans with no income, no employment. We've got loans that just look at your 1099, or you put 20% down, and anything can happen this way. You can buy any type of investment property if you have the right interest rate, the right down payment, the right reserves. So something that 5 years ago you may have been turned down, now go in there, you get these 100% programs, V. You have people down to like 620, they can get a 100% program through the lender. They don't have to go through a down payment assistance like Washington State Bond or Colorado Housing Finance. There are so many programs right now. If you want to sell, you'll be so happy to hear that a house that you bought 5 or 10 years ago, there are 10 other programs you can get, and you can get into another house. And right now, the mortgage lenders want to do these loans. They want to do these loans to stay in business. So they want to give you a yes. So let me give you a yes. Violeta, let's make this happen.
Yes, let's do that. And I want to get into a list of my number 2 tip. Can I do that? A list of interior preparation for your home to get it ready. Clean and declutter the whole house, please. Carpets, windows, and appliances. You don't want stinky, smelly food in your fridge. Get rid of it. Just, have a deep clean done before you put your house on the market, and then depersonalize. Get rid of all your pictures. You don't want people knowing who lives in the house, right? It's your family stuff, and we don't want if there's any stalkers that come through, we don't want them taking pictures of kids or knowing who actually lives there, or your jewelry. Put all that stuff, all your expensive stuff, put it away. If you don't want it stolen, put it away. And then we love our Seahawks and our Mariners and our Huskies, but don't paint your walls like deep purple and teal and lime green. No.
Periwinkle. Yeah.
Yeah, we love our sports teams, but don't do it. Neutral colors will buyers will envision
Yes.
their color palette in that room. So do that, please. Just neutral colors all throughout the house. Stage the home. Staging is really important, so people can see what the space could be used for, what you've used it for, and it'll really enhance the sale of that house too.
Right.
And have furniture in there, a little bit of furniture. Make any repairs, windows, and fix a few things if you have to on the inside. Broken tile, leaky faucets, that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of other things that I have for you. That call me if you want to know if you want to sell your house and you want to talk about why you were selling your house, or life events happen all day, every day.
Yep. Yes.
There's reasons that you need to let go, like Tina was saying.
Yeah.
Emotionally let go of the house. Let's discuss all this and all the tips that I have on how to sell your house the right way. So
I think that's time, huh? Okay.
Yeah, let me do something really quick for the station. Here's an announcement for February. There will be a live broadcast of opening ceremonies at the Columbia City Theater this Thursday at 10 a.m. to introduce the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum. During the month of February, the museum will be open to the public from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. So please come visit the museum and enjoy the various exhibits that have been donated by people for this time and honoring this very important part of our history. So please come join us and take a listen to the station this Thursday at 10. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for listening. Yeah. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.